Okay, hi,
Hi.
and hi everybody, and that's semifinals match versus Dan Brooks versus jsh357, and we are Marcus, and
I'm Marcus.
uh, yeah, Marcus is him, not me, obviously, and I'm Burning Skull. So yeah, let's hope the guys won't upset us, and we are in for a great match.
Right.
And what's going on this board? Looks like Dan's going to be a first player.
Yep. Um,
And
so there is Enchantress for draw, and you can do some tricks with Apprentice and Mint, I guess. Or Apprentice Fortress, obviously.
well, I guess yeah, the best draw on this board is Apprentice Fortress. And well, um, with Artificer for gains and the draw being so huge, you can build a lot on this board. And plus
Yeah.
buy from farmers markets and engineers. This board has everything.
Yeah. So probably open Lone Enchantress or Lone Engineer.
Well, Dan can go uh, with a mint
Oh
opening.
yeah, with Borrow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean with Engineer, yeah, but still, I think it's too slow. You
Yeah.
could open. Well, no, you can't because then you can't afford to mint with the 2/5.
Well, yeah, 5-2 is not what you want to see here, obviously.
Well, you can borrow, so he could borrow for a
Yeah,
loan here,
that
and
makes it slightly better.
it's not ideal, but it's not much worse.
So let's see what he does. Looks like Dan is going for this GG style, thinking the whole game before making the first move.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, it's the semifinals, so I
Yeah.
think you don't want to make a stupid mistake here, and yeah, and he borrows, so and he borrows for the Enchantress.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So will
I,
Josh JSH take the junk dealer? I wonder.
yeah, he does.
Okay.
And he draws his free copper, so that's nice. I mean, there's always the risk that you then end up with a 2 and have to borrow again.
Yeah, that would
Uh,
be much worse.
okay, and then also borrows for the junk dealer. Okay.
So they had the same opening basically.
Yes.
And there goes the mint for Dan. And the mint for JSH too. Okay, so they're going to be trashed pretty soon. Dan's junk dealer misses the shuffle though.
Yeah, so well, I mean, with Apprentice, Fortress, and Artificer, you can do quite a bit. So,
Yeah, I expect this game be over in like really not a whole lot of turns.
I'm not sure. I mean, Enchantress slows it down a bit, and then, well, I mean, depends on the definition of over. I guess it's likely that someone comes out with an advantage, but I think you really want to build a lot here, and
Yeah, but the
I'm not
piles
sure
will
whether a
just
three
run.
pile. Yeah, but which piles? Like, you don't need so many fortresses. Um, Artificer could run.
Yeah.
I think it will take a bunch of turns here.
Anyway, the good thing about this board, the best thing I would say, that we are going to see the pigs a lot.
Yes, we will. And I mean, actually, Enchantress here really helps Mint. Makes it a cantrip,
Well, yeah. So
so that's nice.
maybe you want to keep it for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, then takes the fortress. And goes
And
for a
trashes the
silver.
engineer. Hmm.
Yeah, and gets
And gets a
another
new
one.
engineer. That's what I expected. Yeah. Silver. So he wants to probably be able to afford Artificer
Yeah, wants to buy 5
or
costs.
Apprentice, but probably Artificer first, I guess.
So what's the last card of JSH deck? It's Estate. And
I think so.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they both only have one Enchantress each from now. So this turn won't be as good for them as the previous one was.
Yeah, and he's still in debt, so it's not clear whether he will be able to
Well, he's
hit
sitting in
the
debt,
7.
but yeah, he now has the silver and
Yeah, I guess he might want to trash Fortress here, in order to get to 7.
well,
So
I mean,
such that after that he has 5.
I mean that won't really get him to 7 because those are his last coppers, right?
That was unlucky. Was um,
He doesn't
Mo-
really have any more cards that would bring him up money-wise.
that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, he could borrow. So, but he wouldn't have. Yeah, he needed to do that in order to be able to borrow, I guess.
yeah, okay, yeah, sure, I forgot about the borrow.
Me too.
So he goes for Apprentice first. Well, I mean that should be close, right? Between Artificer first or Apprentice first. Maybe you want the draw first. I definitely can disagree with that.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, he still needs to get to 5 again, but that shouldn't be a problem. And
Well, Apprentice helps you do that
yeah,
anyway.
exactly. Yeah.
Well, this turn sucks. But he can put Enchanters in play, I guess. Or maybe he wants
Yeah,
to gain stuff.
and well, if yeah,
Goes for more stuff.
he takes the second enchanters here.
Well, I don't know with getting a second Enchantress, so he won't really use it, right? Maybe it would have been better to save the engineer for like one more turn.
Yeah, I think for now it was not necessary, other than sort of making sure that he really draws one on this turn, because you probably want to
Yeah.
have them alternating.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, so and he got himself into debt again, so that Artificer is getting a bit delayed.
Yeah. So I'm not sure you need all these forecasts. I mean, you need a couple of fortresses for consistency. 2 enchantresses seem fine. So who took the farmers market?
Dan just did.
Dan just did it. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I would say actually that having lots of fortresses just opens you the door to like more farmers market stuff
Yes, definitely.
and engineer stuff. So it gives you more control basically. So I would say it's a good thing to get a lot of them eventually.
Yeah, eventually the question is whether you first want to make sure that you really draw consistently with, I mean, with more apprentices, more artificers, and
Yeah.
then add farmers market and so on. So he still has 2 debt now. Probably he apprentices the mint now on his next turn. unless he's gonna be enchanted, so then
Yeah,
he
so
has to
he'll
play the
probably
mint,
pig the mint.
mint as a pig, and then apprentice the estate.
Oh, he can apprentice
I
the
don't know.
fortress if he wants to.
Yeah, right. Um, is that necessary? Well, I guess it depends on what the mint draws.
I mean, he might. Well,
He has junk dealer for the estates as well.
yeah.
But his deck would get cleaner if he can get rid of 2. But yeah, then he doesn't hit 5. He doesn't hit 5, I guess. So apprentice the fortress.
Yeah, goes with the fortress. Okay then, and now he can mid-turn gain and use something if he wants to.
Yeah.
Like
Although
another enchantress maybe would be
well,
nice.
he needs 1 fortress, I guess. I mean, he can't. So he can pick up a fortress in the terminal.
Yeah, or well, he probably what he wants to do now probably is he wants to get to Artificer finally this turn. So he would need to gain some additional economy.
Yeah, something like farmer's market. No, he could if he takes fortress and farmer's market. Farmer's market will give him 3, 5, 7. Then he has the 5 plus junk dealer 6, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So engineers.
But let's not only focus on Dan, maybe on the bottom. So JSH doesn't have an apprentice yet. Not sure what happened there.
Yeah, JSH was low on money last turn, and so he was just repaid 1 debt and bought nothing.
Okay.
So look at that. Dan took a silver, not the farmer's market. Okay. And trashed an engineer. So now he probably to draw the silver.
So he
needs.
prefers. He prefers to have 2 enchantresses, I guess, for consistency. It's probably ahead here, and that's enough for for a second apprentice or for an artificer. I guess the artificer.
Yeah.
Oh no, right. So if he doesn't take a fortress, he can play the other terminals. So yeah, I'm not sure whether.
Okay, so he gets a bank. That comes as a surprise to me, at least.
Yeah.
And JSH takes an apprentice.
So he wants to go down the. I mean, you have a lot of draw with apprentice fortress, and then if you get a lot of treasures here, you can mint the bank. Yeah. I can see that. So he doesn't want to use artificer.
But look at that.
Or not as much.
That's so you stalled here, yeah.
And he took another engineer last turn.
Yeah, we missed that, I guess. So those piles are running.
Yeah, because they take all these engineers. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, they really go heavy on those.
Mm.
And another one. So yeah, Dan's only apprentice ended up not being in the first hand of the shuffle, so the last turn was a bit duddy. And JSH is able to put 2 enchantresses in play, so that's good for him. Will he follow then on the banks thing? So how many engineers are? 8 engineers are in trash. Okay, so the only engineer
is with Dan, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's only 1, so nothing too unexpected can happen. could you please check if the stream is fine? I think the delay is well
Yeah,
over.
I checked meanwhile, and I think it seems fine.
Okay, cool.
I'm not following all the comments because with the delay it's hard to pick them up anyway, but
Yeah.
if they were shouting at us, I think we would notice.
Okay, that's good enough, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so jsh2 takes the bank.
He
and
takes the last
engineer.
one, the last engineer.
Well, well, I guess he definitely can expect a good turn next turn because of two enchantresses in play.
Yeah.
And we can see that he has apprentice in hand, so
In hand, yeah.
that's guaranteed to be good.
But both only having one apprentice so far. I mean, that's due to always taking engineer and always kind of going into that, and then you can't afford apprentice, and so you take the next engineer. I'm not sure whether this is how you want to play it, because I mean, apprentice fortress is really nice.
Yeah, they really were going with the low economy for the whole game,
Well,
and
now
Dan
we
was
have
forced to play one of his enchantresses as a pick, and now he doesn't have any for the next turn, which is really bad for him.
yeah, so I guess it's time to pick up some apprentice here, maybe two, just to make sure to not that, or at least make it more likely. I mean, he still has 3 cards left here. I don't know. I think there are still some fortresses.
Well,
Coming up.
there must be one enchantress in there.
And then, yeah, Enchantress doesn't help. Well, it's going to be enchanted, so that's not too bad.
Yeah.
At worst. Yeah. So, but now we also understand the silver that Dan took before. So he apparently planned to go down the bank route, and therefore didn't want to have more farmers markets and fortresses.
Just gets to apprentices. Okay, that looks reasonable.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, he really doesn't want to that,
And actually now his deck is, well, the only problem is that he didn't put any enchantresses in play, but now his deck is ready to explode because he can get
he can mint the bank and
mint the bank and gain farmers markets mid turn. So
yes. So depending on which cards JSH takes with engineer now, it might get possible to pile for him.
yeah, definitely. So I think that they should maybe look into greening territory at the start.
I don't know. I mean, it's really it's really explosive here. So I'm not sure whether I would take green here if I was a GSH.
Well,
rather try to get more economy and not touch fortress and enchantress. Maybe get a farmers market. So how many fortresses does he have? He has 3, as far as I can see.
I only see, yeah, it's 3. So then has 4. Then has an edge on those.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he can take one more. I don't know. But you don't need to play that many termers. I mean, if you take some apprentices and one enchantress in play.
Maybe I did not count that. I'm not sure. Maybe he was able to afford himself another fortress this turn. But then I guess you don't want to trash an engineer.
Yeah.
For this extra control. Okay, gets 1 bronze.
It's a start.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you know that your opponent can't pile out on the next turn, I guess taking green is not necessary.
Yeah.
But
it's also a board where it's difficult to determine whether the opponent can pile out.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a lot of math here with engineer. And,
So I wonder if Dan is going to trash fortresses with junglers at this point.
Hmm. One thing to point out here is that also JSH didn't get an Enchantress in play on his last turn.
All
And
right.
we see a very tricky hand coming up. Therefore, with I mean, he can play the Enchantress as a pick probably because Dan will play it.
Yeah.
But then he really needs to find something. And well, he also has 3 apprentices now. They share that.
Yeah, true. So what should Dan do here? Do I understand correctly that right now JSH only has 1 farmer's market? I think so.
JSH got his second one trashed. Yeah, that's why he
Yeah.
has the 4 victory point tokens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he still has the engineer.
Yeah, they both do.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to get rid of your last one, I guess.
So now the markets are also really, really low.
Yeah.
Mm,
Okay, 2 buys with 14. Maybe Apprentice Province here.
well, I don't
So
know.
it's surprising that Dan couldn't get more out of this turn, actually, no? So he...
Well, he didn't have any enchantresses
he
to
didn't...
play.
Yeah, but still, I mean, he didn't draw the second... Well,
He only has 3 apprentices, and well, he didn't draw
he
the
didn't
last
get
one.
the last one, yeah.
I mean, with an extra draw provided by enchantresses, he might not. He might take Province Artificer, I would say, not Province Apprentice, and maybe that will give him an edge on the piles. But not sure if it's better, obviously. Because he might be.
I mean, I don't know. I would have liked Artificer earlier, but I think at this point, like Apprentice is just nicer for the draw.
Well, yeah. I mean,
And,
obviously, I can see that being better.
And yeah, he's not drawing his deck very consistently, and you know, like getting this additional farmers market or bank into play on your last turn would have been quite nice. Or also mint the bank and so on. Like he couldn't do much of these tricks yet. He's not overdrawing.
Okay, so JSH decided
He
to.
pulled it off. Yeah.
He
decided...
he trashed the bank with Apprentice, and he played Fortress as a big.
Yeah, so that was actually a pretty risky game to play. No, he really needed to draw this Apprentice as a first card, whereas playing Enchantress. So I'm not sure. Also because he has all these Enchantresses now later on in his deck, so he doesn't want to play, and he probably can't play all of them.
Yeah, that was a risky move. And he now trashes the engineer. And looks like he's just going for maximum gains with his turn.
Yeah.
But
so is he going to play Enchantress or not? That's the question now. He probably wants to have 3 buys, no?
yeah, not playing this, knowing that he's short on fortresses, and playing one of them as a Pegas, that looks like a mistake.
Okay. 2 provinces.
So
lots of pigs staring at us here.
Yeah.
And then
so what do you say? I'd probably pick the Enchantress. Yeah, that's what he does.
Okay, he draws a second Apprentice, so it's not gonna be too bad here.
And he might think about trashing 1 bank, probably, if he really wants to draw at all.
I guess start with Fortress.
Yeah.
Now he has another. Yeah, now he drew another Apprentice. So.
Yeah, now he doesn't need to do it. He'll be drawing everything.
Yeah, he's going to mint the bank, I guess. Yeah. And he can also play way more farmers markets. So can he get to 4 provinces?
Well,
32 could be
he can
possible.
he can get silvers with engineer.
Yeah. So he can gain. He has to play 3 farmers markets for the buys, and
Does he have 3 banks? I wonder. What's the last card?
I think it is a bank. We will see. Probably 2 silvers.
Yeah, looks like 2 silvers, and it looks like it might be
Probably
just...
has already done the math, and it's fine.
Yeah.
But
All
I
right.
don't know. The junk dealer was.
Yeah,
was
that's a junk dealer. Trashes the fortress, I assume.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, fine. Yes.
Oh, have you
That
seen
should be
that?
enough.
That one of the last farmers markets became a peak for a second?
No, I didn't see it.
Okay. The weird glitch.
Yeah, so that's game 1 for Dan,
Yeah, so congratulations, and
including borrow for style, and 20 coins left. Okay. So jsh is going to start the second game.
yeah, so that bank play was a really cool thing, I guess. 'Cause,
Yeah,
we definitely missed that at the start.
we did. We have to admit our mistakes here. Yeah,
Yeah.
we totally missed the bank.
So this game, I guess, will be more from JSH
Yeah.
side. Because in the last one we more it was more a commentary on Dan's play.
Yeah, it's a natural thing because it's just a bigger part of your screen. And
Yeah.
okay, so what's on the board? Looks quite nice. Again, we have Placer as a village here. Masquerade. It's nice to open with. And for draw, we have the Alchemist, the Haunted Woods. So mint again, pathfinding is also nice. So I wonder, do you open Masquerade Potion here and go for the Alchemist? So the only problem is that you kind of want to have a ruined market, no? I'm not seeing any other.
Yeah, ruin market.
But also, yeah, Haunted Woods is a pain if you don't go for. If you don't build enough. Guide can help there. Young Witch can help there because it can discard the green later on in the game from your hand before you buy cards.
I wonder if you ever try and dig for a ruin market. I guess it's just it looks bad to me to start doing this on this board, because it will take the your only gain per turn, right? And it might end up in failure, and it might end up in failure and reveal the ruin market on top. That's the worst case, I guess.
Indeed, yeah.
So you probably just don't want to do it.
Death card is not too bad once you're in control of your deck. It could even help you spike for the pathfinding here. And on this board we have mint that could also gain.
Yeah,
gold.
that's true. That's true.
Okay, so then opens Plaza, JSH Masquerade. Okay, they both go for the Plaza Masquerade, I guess.
Okay, and so JSH can draw both right away.
Nice draw. Yeah.
But I mean, not even drawing the plus that it's fine. The important part is Masquerade, not missing the shuffle.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, that way it's really awesome for jsh because he shuffles again after turn 3.
Yeah.
So you can't get it any better after that.
Yeah, and being the first player, so jsh now definitely has an advantage. Takes the second Masquerade too.
Okay.
And if
yeah, what's the Bane? Embargo is the Bane. We didn't talk about that.
right.
Probably doesn't come into play.
Well, I mean, you can make some cheesy play by embargoing the alchemists if you see opponent going for a potion, but that's not important.
Yes, maybe that is a reason why they avoid it, but I don't think so, because if you have only one gain, it's really costly also for you to do that.
Yeah. And the
And
curses
you
are
don't-
not a huge issue with masquerades.
Yeah, exactly. They would just haunt you.
Okay, so Dan takes the embargo though, after
Yes.
all our trash talk. And so cool, JSH can play both his masks this turn. And Dan gets a mint. Okay.
Okay.
Trashes the estate, knowing that he is going to draw more because he still has 3. That's smart.
Yeah.
So JSH definitely can't afford himself taking the mint here, because that's all of his economy. He doesn't have the sweet embargo.
Well, he has pluses that can help. I mean, he only needs to get to 4, I guess, for Death card.
Well,
And Death card could allow it. And so what did you do? He gains another plus. I mean, Plaza is the only village here. So there's a bit of denial. I mean, once you overdraw, of course, it becomes this kind of
yeah,
like.
it provides economy, like peddler style.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So Dan puts the token
He doesn't
on,
want to
on the
play
woods.
Haunted Woods.
But JSH...
I don't know whether it matters much, to be honest, where you put it. I mean, you don't want to put it on gold, I guess. If you plan on minting that for draw. Okay, GSH also gets an embargo now.
Yeah, that was a bad shuffle for JSH, so both masks missed
Both,
the shuffle and collided.
Now, yeah.
So I wonder about this embargo from JSH.
Yeah, so it seems that they are taking all these plazas because it's the only village and because they want to pathfind it eventually. Otherwise, I think you wouldn't buy them so
Okay,
much and so early.
JSH gets the gold. Interesting. So we might be planning on taking the mint, maybe?
Yeah.
And then just gets another plus on 5.
Yeah, basically they are rushing for lost cities here.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how important that is.
Well, I guess, yeah, as you said at the start of the game, the Haunted Woods gonna be an issue if you don't build enough.
Yes, but you can also build with Haunted Woods and use that as your draw. And make these unfortunate collisions less likely.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you need some plazas for Haunted Woods, maybe not that many.
Sure you do, but you don't need that many.
Yeah.
I think it's only pathfinding. So pathfinding is the reason that they really pile them. Otherwise, you don't need to deny them. So
Yeah,
4 plazas
true.
is way more than you need, and 3 would be totally fine, I think.
So here we have JSH with 2 masks, and but then having an edge on trashing all the coppers with mint. Well, most of them anyway.
Yeah, he's soon going to have to pass over silvers on the masquerade plays.
And so Dan can potentially get to pathfinding if he draws a copper on this turn. If he wants to play this plaza, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, he draws a silver. Nice.
So will he just pathfind right away? Or he might
Yeah.
take a gold?
No, you want to pathfind first, I think.
Yeah,
That
so
allows you to save a lot of coin tokens on your next turn.
yeah. Do you make this stop for a gold as Dan? I wonder, before going for green. He has like several silvers, like 2 or 3 maybe. I think he has all 3 silvers.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, so JSH can pathfind here too. I think Dan shouldn't return this estate now. Should hold to it. That looks like something important to me. Because without
Yeah.
any extra gains, that should be important as a tiebreaker.
It definitely can be important. And well, he passes it.
Okay.
I mean, it's a little bit less important for him because a tie wouldn't be too bad. But of course it. Yeah. So let's see whether. Oh, he goes.
No, it
So
just goes
he
for
just
province.
goes for province,
Well,
yeah. Which I think is fine with the single gain here. Like getting 4 provinces first is really the way to win this game.
yeah.
And Plaza really makes it easy now with the discard with the card token on it to be able to afford province every turn. So in that sense, maybe it was really not the best move to pass the estate. Because as long as JSH follows here,
Well,
return.
need to mention that JSH has 1 more plaza and 1 more mask. So, and
Yeah,
so that's
he looks-
definitely an advantage in draw. He's less likely to stall.
yeah, it is. Yes, but yeah, probably was bad to pass the estate. I mean, I can really see them now. I mean, well, he can take the duchy first, so Dan can take the duchy eventually.
Yeah, that's some mind
And then
play.
the question is who dots who dots first after piling all the duchies as well.
Well, then can
And that is going.
okay, trash is a mint. Well, maybe it's about time.
Yeah. Especially given that he doesn't have any gold.
So JSH doesn't have as much money in his deck as Dan does.
Yeah,
'Cause,
and he doesn't have the mint, so.
Yeah.
But he, yeah, as long as he overdraw. Oh, he doesn't trigger the shuffle here. Interesting.
But there was only
Was there so much?
there
I thought
only
it was a
was
clean shuffle.
2 cards to draw. I
There
think.
was just. Wasn't it just the copper that he discarded? Yeah, it was a clean shuffle before, so I think he could have
Yeah,
totally
it's just
drawn that.
what he did. He simply lost the coin token.
Yeah. Yeah. which is bad for him because he's the one with less economy.
Exactly.
So I'm not sure whether it's just for me, but the stream is a bit blurry now.
What's wrong with the stream again?
Refresh. It seemed blurry. No, well, I think it's fine. Okay, probably it's just on my end. I never.
Okay, I hope everything's fine.
Yeah, so it should be fine. Okay.
Does jsh only has one copper?
No, he has more.
He was scared to play those masks, and he only discarded one copper. So it's either he only has one, or he should have been playing those.
Yeah. Okay. So now the question for Dan is whether he wants to take the province or not, or whether he goes for the duchy. Duchy dancing.
Well, that's
he probably can afford to take duchies first with 6 coin tokens.
Yeah, I guess, but that's not entirely clear to me who is at advantage here, because Dan definitely has more money in his deck, but
he does,
jsh has more draw, and that kind of I'd say that must equal itself out, but maybe I like money a bit better.
Yeah, we'll find out later, I guess, how he thinks about the estate that was passed on.
Yeah. Well, that's not the greatest turn for jsh.
Yeah. See, I mean, okay, yeah, it's a bit cheating because we saw his hand, and so it was easier for us to say that possibly Dan could get away with a province. But jsh is now also rid of all his coin tokens, so I think he's going to run into problems to afford province.
Yeah.
The question is at which point Dan should stare it. Maybe not now.
Well, maybe no. I mean,
because the thing is, if jsh can get more than 5 on average, he will build up a stock of coin tokens while duchy dancing, and that makes it eventually easy for him to province. But then we see a dot for Dan coming up. I mean,
yeah, but
a dot with 9 coin tokens.
But look at that. So jsh does have 2 coppers. So he really, yeah, I think he made some.
He has,
some questionable plays.
Now he's scared to play the
draw.
masquerade because he just discarded the copper before.
Yeah. Well, I guess he can just, knowing that he is the mask in the next hand, he could have been just blind buying the duchy and.
And Dan has 3 masks in hand, or what is this?
No, he only has 2.
Oh yeah, right. He only had 1 before. Yeah. He has 2 of that. Sometimes on the upper end, the cards are on top of each other.
Okay, that's not the greatest turn for Dan, but that doesn't matter all that much for his deck with this
exactly.
amount of tokens.
It doesn't. It's only going to get sad when you have 5 green cards in hand and you have to pass something.
Yeah.
With Masquerade.
Well, might as well happen in this game.
Yeah, once we come down to estate dancing. Yeah, so see, jsh again couldn't afford. So he could have afforded province on the last turn. He can't afford it here, but he's going to build up some coin tokens, and yeah. I don't know.
So now
probably we see estates also run.
Okay, Dan didn't draw any masks. That's good for jsh on this turn.
It is. Well, yeah, you don't want to pass your last masquerade, I guess, and the blaster is also. So, that's it for the duchies.
Yeah.
And so 2 coin tokens for JSH, 6 for Dan. I think I think Dan has to risk it now, because if you start taking estates, then JSH will come out with 8 coin tokens eventually when the estates are gone.
Yeah.
And
So
that's not a winning time.
JSH thing was to survive the dashes, basically.
Yeah. He could have even passed the. I mean, he could have even passed a duchy to GSH now and buy the province to not give him this copper.
The one thing that goes for Dan now, that maybe he can reason it like if he buys a province, he probably loses just the next turn. But if he goes for estates, he might have a chance of Masquerade upsetting, something like that.
That's true.
But I think
that's true. But I think if you pass, so if he passes the duchy here, I mean, JSH is 2 coin tokens. I don't know what are the odds. And what are the odds of really drawing 5 green cards in hand?
Well, yeah, not really high.
And it's only 4 turns of estate dancing if they do that.
I think that, by the way, I think the most important point in this decision should be that Dan knows that JSH doesn't have his gold now, because he played it last turn.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have all
yeah.
that much money other than this gold. So if he wants to go for it, that might be as good moment as
as
ever.
soon as possible, because JSH generates more than 2. So he does have another Masquerade. I didn't see that. That was hidden somewhere. And he passes
the
copper. Okay.
Yeah, I think I like your plan of passing the dashi.
Oh, Young Witch. That's also a line to get ahead in VP, of course.
Well, that's like going
he
for
has, He has 2 Masquerades. Well, yeah. But I mean, yeah. Thing is, if it's true, so it will take some time for JSH to hit 8 twice. Like, he might be able to hit 8 here and take province, but that would probably mean that he doesn't have any coin tokens left. So Dan is shuffling soon. He might have the time.
Okay, so discarding this copper.
He draws the gold.
Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering about discarding the copper, but I think it's.
He probably thinks at this point that he just needs the tokens. So.
He needs the tokens. Well, he doesn't need the tokens, but copper actually makes his deck maybe even better.
Well, yeah, that's also true.
And he didn't have to find gold here, I guess, if Dan took province before. So yeah. So how does this work? If he hadn't had the copper, he would only have 7. So that would have been not enough to get the province if Dan had passed the duchy.
Yeah,
that way
that's
he has
true.
8, and he has to take province here, I think.
No, goes for estate. Oh wow.
Well, if he accumulates enough coin tokens, then he can eventually buy province. It just drags out the game for us.
Yeah, that's a lot of, that's the situation where PPR is not enough. So Dan didn't draw anything basically. I wonder
Well,
if,
he has 8 if he wanted to, so this is just going to be an estate now, I guess.
well, yeah,
You
should
don't
be.
want to overdo it with young witches. I mean, young witches are fine because you have the actions, hopefully. He only has 3 pluses.
Oh boy, look at this hand though. Talk about having the actions.
Yeah, that's true. But these are about all his terminals, so
Yeah,
so it's a bit unfortunate.
true.
Well, he can play a young witch and give a curse to JSH. And,
Well, I guess that's what he should do.
copper passes.
Sure.
So at what point will embargo come in again, and they will embargo province or something like that?
I think they secretly agreed on this game just to make it the most painful for spectators to make it like really long.
Yeah. I wonder whether sort of playing the semifinal here has an effect on your willingness to take risks, and probably if you feel it slightly better to take the estate here, you want to play it out.
Okay, here comes the curse, the first one.
Yeah. The question is if faster at passing curses than at giving curses to him than JSH is at passing or trashing.
Well, he only has one mask, so it the deck has like almost 20 cards in it, and it's really not that high of probability to collide mask with curse.
Yeah. Yeah. So if it stays like this, I mean, then suddenly in a position to take the draw. So I wonder whether JSH wants to offer that now, given that well, it's not super likely that Dan can play the Young Witch next turn.
Well, no. I mean, we can see the Dan's hand now, but the thing that JSH knows
it was a clean shuffle, so
yeah, so he just shuffled, so he can't.
And
really...
with the Young Witch, JSH is likely to lose this eventually, if he plays it out with the estates. Oh yeah, he got to the Young Witch again.
So yeah, at this stage it looks like Young Witch already paid for herself.
Yes, it did, and also for another reason, because
it's a draw basically, because you will always have things to discard for this deck.
Yeah, that's also true, and for the estate dancing. So basically, Dan was now the second person to take the estate instead of the first one. So that means he kind of got the Young Witch gain for free. Like it didn't cost him the estate split.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
So at that point he can take province, which is also not super safe because with Masquerade.
But it worked out for him.
It worked out.
Well, he still has to draw some money.
Yeah, which is not super likely to draw the 3 coins that he needs. And now we have curse in the hand of JSH, so it's not even clear whether Dan wants to play the Masquerade now. So I mean, he doesn't know that, but he might just want to take an estate. Because now it's sad. It's super sad. He only gets an estate, gets rid of the coin of the curse, and that means that JSH will have to win, no?
Yeah. Looks like that. Yes, JSH, we are enjoying this game.
We sure do.
Well, I think actually the highlight of this match was Dan buying this Young Witch. I mean, that was a really smart move.
Yeah, it was a smart move, and playing the Masquerade actually now I think was was a wrong decision because he was very unlikely. I mean, it was almost impossible for him to get to province here, so he could have just taken the safest state.
Well, okay, yeah, I see your point. That's true, I guess.
And also, like, it doesn't help him to get more. He had enough for his state in his hand. So I think that was not the best call, and I still think the first estate pass.
Yeah,
was
that made
the
it
problem.
easier for JSH.
Passing the estate and going for provinces there. Yeah.
Okay, so.
But of course, so what are the odds? JSH has 2 curses in a deck of 22. Yeah, I guess something like 40%. Yeah, so it's unclear from JSH position whether he should tell that as province in hand. Probably you don't want to give away this information.
So yeah, JSH advises now
Apprentice
to
is
take
great,
an
right?
apprentice. Well, that's about time. And they have some great apprentice fodder in the face of provinces in their decks.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Young Witch possibly would be the thing to do.
Oh yeah.
Again.
So pretty cool. This game has almost all the victory points pool piled out.
Yep.
Okay, I wonder what.
Vagrant.
Well,
So seems desperate. But
well, why not?
okay. Well, what's the point of Vagrant? I mean, it draws you a bit better, but like, then would somehow need to get an edge on the VPs again, and that's
Yeah.
only playing Young Witch. Well, anyway, so JSH equalizes here. It's 1-1.
Yeah, well done. I mean, so yeah, they went a bit with the different routes. Well, I guess that was just dictated by draws. So Dan had this 5 copper hand, so
Yes.
he had some extra economy in the face of embargoes, so he just went for that mint.
Yeah. Okay, game 3.
And again, there is plenty of draw here.
Looks nice. It looks very nice. Plenty of draw. There is vineyards, grave robber that can gain you several provinces.
And oh boy, this game looks like
Bandit Fort is fun.
a really tricky develop and the city interaction, where you want to try to maybe pile something mid-turn to activate the cities, something like that.
Yes, possibly. But also, yeah, I mean, develop.
Grave robber also
Yeah.
interacts with that, I guess.
The problem is that there is not many. I mean, there is not many great free costs. But there is just develop. So, yeah. But you can also use develop to eventually get rid of goals or so. I mean, somewhere you need your economy coming from, if at all. But I think you need a bit at least before the cities are double activated.
Yeah, if only Noble Brigand was a better card.
Yeah, Noble Brigand is very sad here. Embassy is a nice silver chunker on a Bandit Fort board.
Well, I guess
Then there
Yeah.
are the safe tricks. So what does he open? Develop. Could be develop advisor.
well, opening advisor not the best idea usually, but there is no huge harm done in them discarding your develop, so might work.
Yeah. Yes. And if not, you get some food for develop. And if
Actually, potion might be fine because of save.
that's true. You can do this. Smithy.
Well, Smith is also fine. I mean, develop Smith is also fine because of save. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, save helps you to buy more terminals here.
Personally, I think save is one of my most favorite events. It's so cool. Allows you, to be way more consistent and do stuff.
Yes. At some point, you almost want to do it every turn.
I caught myself several times when you play a game with save and you go on to the next game and you just instinctively come on, why can't I do that again?
Okay, so they totally mirror each other so far.
Yeah.
And we have the collision here. So at that point, the question is whether you want to develop the Smithy right away. But probably you just want to save it.
Yeah, but he has 2 coppers on top, right? Right. Because he had 2 estates in the previous hand. So he has a shot of getting to 5 if he wants to.
Yeah, but he
Okay, it draws a silver.
to 6, which is even better because you
Yeah.
can save develop. So that's nice. Not sure how likely it was, but it's nice.
Well, I mean, he could have gotten a save. He could have been saving the develop and gotten a
Sure.
potion maybe or something. So JSH.
I'm not sure about potion here, so I think it. Do you? I mean, alchemist is nice. You don't really need it. Eventually, vignettes can give you some points, but.
Well, yeah, potion is. I mean, it is a consideration, but I'm also not sure about it. So JSH Smitty missed the shuffle, but that's not all that terrible, I would say.
Yes, because he could play one terminal on his second shuffle and then play one terminal. So in that sense, they were equal, and that
Yeah.
is already a.
That's the second collision for Dan.
Yeah. Meanwhile, JSH has the 6 as well with the save, and he saves the silver, gets the first city.
So yeah, so they well, obviously nobody's going for anything like something like Embassy Big Money.
Yeah, with Bandit Fort you have to struggle to even.
Yeah, so going
even
straight
stay
for
positive.
some cities.
JSH says, ever have Phantom Masquerade? Yeah, I can feel it.
Yeah,
Because with
being
Masquerade on the board, you always have the mouse already hovering over what you want to pass.
yeah. Well, that's the thing I was talking about, the save thing. So
Yeah.
it also goes with Wolf then, or stuff like that. So another 6 for Dan, that's pretty good.
He saves the city and I guess buys another city.
So they're like piling those. Well,
Which is fine.
I can see that, obviously.
Yeah. Like if you were the only one, you wouldn't want to pile them, but as soon as the other person also wants to have some cities, and you do want to have some cities, that's just
Yeah.
what's happening.
So Dan can maybe not play the city. Nope, decides to play it. Well, he doesn't have any more Smithies, so yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, I think I would like to develop a copper just to get rid of a card in your deck. I think he doesn't need the economy, so I don't think you need to. Well, you could top deck a develop. But I'm not sure
I
if
would say
there's-
maybe develop the silver into Smithy.
Smithy and his state.
Well, they now both have two develops. Well, yeah, the problem with that is he doesn't have any cities on top, and he knows
Yeah.
that. So
So I guess
but
one more city.
but I expect this silver to go to be a fodder off for develop at some point.
Yes, of course, because it's negative points. You can even develop it into island and estate, and if you draw it then with city, set that aside.
I think it's not the main point of it. I think you just well, that's the way to gain things. You just want to iterate between
Yeah, developing
punch
free
and
cost,
punch.
four cost, like free. Yeah.
Yeah, and then get this estate back for take the silver back and then develop it back, and so on.
Yeah. But first they're just piling cities, and once they get activated, we will see some that will provide them with the draw that they want for some mid-turn
Yeah.
gains and draws. And Grave Robber is going to be nice.
Okay, so by the way, JSH just done a silver into state at Smithy, so
Yeah,
and-
but he also had a city in hand to save, I think.
yeah,
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
really
great
good for him.
because you start with 6 cards in your hand and a city and a smithy. So if you can save the city, or if you know that the city is coming up, that's a great play.
Okay, then buys the Smithy.
I mean, another thing is you can develop the smithy or whatever 4 cost here, gain a 5 cost and a 3 cost, and then get the smithy back with Grave Robber, such that you don't have to develop these 3 cost cards.
Yeah, nah, you can do a lot of dirty trickery here on this board.
Yeah, so it could be a free pile ending here. Could also be mass Grave Robber into province, I guess. Depends on how it plays out, how even they are
Yeah,
eventually. But so far their decks seem quite similar now.
so I guess Dan just has 2 coppers on top. He trashed 1, right?
Yeah, he trashed 1. So he could develop an estate into develop and then draw it back.
I think he okay, just trashes the copper. Because he could
I
have.
know he can't because he didn't have the action. Yeah.
I think maybe it would have been.
I think it would have been nice here to also do the
But then,
JSH move.
but then he wouldn't have been able to save the city. He wouldn't have had enough
to
money
buy the city.
to buy
yeah.
the city and save the city.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So in that sense, it's about winning the split here. Okay.
All right. So I wonder if Dan will be able to maybe do it mid-turn somehow.
Let's see. He needs to draw a city.
By the way, who has the third duel? Okay, JSH does. Just trash in a state for not duel.
Yeah. Yep. So one question would be whether a second pile runs. That is going to be important for City to give you the extra buys that are kind of nice for vineyards if you want to go down that road. But it could also be that if there is no support from the other player, that no second pile runs.
I think the plus buys. I mean, if the second pile runs, the third pile runs immediately.
Yeah. Then we're super close. Yeah. So, but I can see that the second pile doesn't even run. Smith is a candidate here.
Well, both develop and Smithies can run pretty quickly.
Yeah, it depends on. I guess develop will run because you want to develop this 4 costs into Grave Rob or something, and that could make develop run if you don't take the silver here. and you don't want the silver. Yeah.
So I Dan can take a city, both city, a city and the grave robber this turn if he wants to. Well, not anymore.
Okay. But he's going to buy the city, I assume. So this gives us a 5-5 on the city split. We have 3-3 in the develop split, 2-2 in the smithy split,
Do you think he
and
wants
2-2
to?
in the silver.
Do you think he wants to get the last three here?
I think so. I think so because I don't think you want to lose this city split.
Well, that's true, but you know.
Sure, it comes at the expense of activating JSH's first, but that's fine, I think. Otherwise, you have to fear that JSH activates the mid-turn anyway. And,
well, yeah, I guess I agree with you on that. So, looks like they both got rid of all the estates. They both have 2 silvers. And
yes, they have a very similar deck at this point.
yeah, both have 3 develops.
3 develops, 2 smithies, 2 silver, 5 cities.
So looks like JSH has an edge now, simply because it's his turn. And let's see what he can do with that.
Yeah, so I'm not sure about the copper. He might still have more coppers. I mean, before that turn at least. But yeah, so is this a grave robber now?
Develop an embassy.
No, embassy. Yeah, embassy for chunking. Yeah.
Okay. The famous silver attack.
Yeah, on a bandit fort board, it actually does hurt even more.
Yeah.
So develop a silver into island estate for a 5-point swing.
Well, that's not bad, but I guess you can do better. I mean, in
Sure.
terms of, you know.
But when it comes to piling in the end, that's another
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, that definitely looks good.
And yeah, he takes the develop, and I think that's fine. Like he wants to. He uses the advantage now that he's the first player, I guess, to play with the activated cities. He gets the 4th development. Now he gets. So let's see what he does with the silver potion.
Okay.
Potion is. Okay. So, I am a bit surprised that he took the embassy and not the grave robber.
Well, I mean, looking at that, he didn't even manage to draw everything, right? And
Yeah.
so he having that extra draw is kind of good. So let's see what Dan can draw here. Okay, so he's going to have a turn. Can also get rid of Smitty.
Well, if you do it at this point, I guess you also get the embassy
I
and
agree with
retaliate. Okay, but he drew. Okay, so now he's fine. And yeah.
So I wonder if Dan can go for something like Biden that develops, but I think he simply doesn't have enough draw to do anything like that. I can see maybe just trying to add more draw and then doing some crazy stuff with the piles, with develops. And Dan is the number one person, or maybe number two after Steph, who is capable of executing this perfectly.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say before. I think that's what gives him the edge here. That it's really yeah, a very tricky thing if this develops, and when you can
Yeah.
play them to gain something useful mid-turn, and yeah. So if I was his opponent, I would really notice that sort of he gets the slight edge from turn to turn. So I guess JSH going for the quick win is that's something that I would do as well, because I feel that I lose the long game here against Stan.
Well, I guess JSH also knows what he's doing pretty much.
He does. He's also a good player. Of
Yeah.
course.
So goes for a grave robber, and yeah, and with those Smithies and trash, the grave robber is a
Yeah, absolutely.
it's a very good workshop
That's what
variant.
that's what I expected him to do now, to just get this Smithy out of the trash and sort of kind of build a bit more than JSH does. And Smith is also great target for develop next turn.
Yeah, and look at that. So there goes another silver. What's
Yeah, so
that?
I think at this point you can just play the grave robber, top deck the Smithy, save the city, and buy the vineyard. I think that's the. But he top decked the island estate.
Yeah, well, that's good. All right, so
Yeah.
Smithy goes on top. Well, I also forget the
Yes,
thing about
yes.
the grave robber. That's pretty good, actually.
It does, yeah. And he does. So that's
boy.
so that's the disadvantage of not saving the city with the city. Well, so at that point, I guess JSH has an edge.
Yeah, looks like that.
The question is how much he dares to activate the city. But it's really a pain here to take the silver instead of develop. So if you develop any 4 cost, which admittedly he doesn't have too many now because he got rid of his one Smithy. So what can he do?
It's a pity that the 2 remaining piles are, one is only 1 coin more expensive than the other one, and not 2 coins, because that would have been a bit more fun. So developing.
You mean between estate and develop?
Yeah. So developing would have been more fun, piling out. But anyway, JSH goes for another develop.
It's super risky because he doesn't know that Dan has the DAT, and but also, I mean, silver gives him the -2 VP, so that's also not great. Let's see how far he can get.
Okay,
maybe
so he
can
goes
get to all
for the
estates.
pile.
Yeah, but
And has a grave robber now for himself, so
but he doesn't get the buys now for the 4 estates. He already played all but 1 city.
yeah, if he can,
He only gets to 3 buys at most.
I think.
So he needs to develop. He has 1 silver in hand. They're all on top of each other. No, he can develop into 1, but he doesn't. Yeah.
I think he has a city
Does
on
he have
top.
a city below the potion? I don't see
Yeah,
that.
it's either he has city in the last 2 cards, or it's just a visual glitch and we can't see it.
So let's see. Maybe we can infer it from the log. He drew 3 cities to begin with, and he drew a 4th city. No, I think it's on top.
Okay.
Seems that he started with 3 and only drew 1.
So he can maybe
That's it.
trash one of the well, I guess lower in the piles more. You can't really touch the estates.
No, I think you have to grave robber develop into embassy maybe.
That actually looks like a pretty good idea, because that gives then the
-2
silver.
points. Yeah.
Oh wow, goes for.
Ooh, that seems.
I mean,
I think
knowing.
it will play out well for him because then that's. But
Yeah,
uh,
I don't like this play.
and oh well,
Okay. Oh
we
boy.
do like it. And that's the problem when we don't see the pilot and he sees it.
Well, that's why they're
But I
playing.
think so. In our defense, I think there was a develop hiding below the position, no?
Okay.
But I'm not sure. Um,
You know what? I think that's the reason they're playing we are commentating, and not otherwise.
that's also true. Let's see how the chat will see that afterwards. But okay, so that's actually great for JSH
Yeah, that's
because
very well done.
it was very well done for sure. And
And he was the
also
second player.
he was second player. He takes the second win on a very tricky board. So
Yeah.
well played, JSH here.
Okay, so here we go with another tricky board, I would say.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean this seems like a board that will end on piles with bridge draw to me.
Yeah, looks like it.
You want to get the page. I guess you want to get one page and then a hermit maybe. The thing is we have pathfinding again, so hermit can gain you a lot of hamlets, and they become nice, really nice cards once they're path found.
I wonder
You can also
what's the
sure.
best way to spike for the pathfinding here.
Well, hermit into madman.
I would
Like
say yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you open hermit page here and maybe pass on a buy soon with hermit.
Yeah.
And butcher also helps. So if you don't hit, yeah. So I mean, giant is also in general a card that you can use to hit 8 for pathfinding.
And you
I
don't really
don't
want
think
those here.
exactly on this board. I don't think it's necessary. So butcher is nicer here, and then bridge draws. So whoever gets the edge here first, I think, is going to win. Bridge draws. You can pile the hamlets, pathfind them.
Yeah, I wonder if you have the time to erase the coppers.
No, I think you butcher them.
All right.
I mean,
Yeah, that would be better, definitely.
because picking up a race always means sort of not picking up a hamlet or so.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Also, once you have bridge draws in play, if you have 2 bridge draws in play, hermit can pick up these higher cost cards. So hermit is a really nice card on this board.
Okay, so JSH's buys are all good. Nothing misses the shuffle. And hermit can trash. So.
And GSH got a second page. I'm not sure about that. Obviously, it's sad if your warrior gets flash for warrior, and that's what happened to Dan before when we warmed up. So I think all his bad luck is done for now.
Okay, and goes for madman and draws it right away. Wow, that's really good for him.
Only that he has the hermit here, so I'm not. I don't think he can hit 8 here. But for sure it can be a butcher or a bridge draw, depending on what he wants first.
I wonder what you want first here.
I think the bridge draw actually. Given that you can use hermit to get rid of your estates anyway, I don't think you need the butcher. And bridge draw is just nice for the buys.
But the butcher is better for, going up to pathfinding.
That's also true.
Well, let's see what he does. Gets a bridge draw, okay. And he's able to draw it. Okay, so let's admit it.
That's great again. Yeah.
Yeah, JSH has very nice draws in this one.
And this also means that Dan now has to take 3 silvers with his treasure hunter.
Yeah.
So it's really sad here to be a second player because you're always kind of behind, and then makes it also more likely that something like this happens where You now look at your free silvers with Hermit, can't trash them. So Butcher maybe, and he gets the raise. I mean, that's the best thing you can do with silvers.
Yeah, I guess.
And well, if he draws them with Madman now and can pathfind, then they're also of use.
Yeah, the problem the problem with pathfinding now, they don't have a single, you know, hamlet.
Target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is not a whole lot of other things you actually want to
Yeah. So
pathfind.
you don't need to pathfind early. So that's, I think, why also the bridge draw was nicer than the Butcher.
Yeah, I can see that now.
So let's see how many cards Dan gains now, because this treasure hunter for JSH could be really sad.
Well, he already has the warrior.
Yeah.
So
So
he might
I'm not
just
sure
keep.
why he got the second page, actually. That was my point before.
Well, I mean, this warrior won't be. I mean, if you get to two warriors, then why not? But yeah,
You have to pick up
you
some
don't want
silvers.
the whole lot of silvers going with those.
Exactly. I mean,
Um,
it's a bit of gambling, because you can be lucky and play the treasure hunter after your opponent just got maybe one card, and then it's fine to pick up one silver. Dan definitely didn't want to pick up 3 silvers before. I don't think that he was happy about that.
Well, I guess JSH is getting lucky here in terms of silver gaining, because he's only forced to gain 2. I mean, that's acceptable, I would say, with Butcher being around.
Yeah.
Though maybe he wants to skip it anyway. Let's see what he does. And what is Dan going to do?
Probably not.
Takes the
Dan
bridge
takes
draw
a
of his
bridge.
own, and has the Madman in hand. That's good.
Madman and Warrior, so that looks nice.
So skip. So bridge draw was attack in many senses here, because JSH warrior skipped Dan's silver.
Oh yeah, that is that is yeah, we missed it before. That is obviously why bridge draw such that your silver doesn't get trashed,
Yeah.
and you have to look out for the hero later on. So,
So
that is also at
True.
risk, of course.
Troll being a troll.
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't talked about tower here, and I think it's not gonna be important, but it's going to be a couple of points.
Well, yeah,
if
it's
someone
going to be
wins.
some extra points for the hamlets and wherever else.
So in a scenario where you pile, that might provide you with the points that you need to be ahead. Okay. So we see that Dan gets to 8 now. He doesn't have much targets yet, but I guess it's just a pathfinding on Hamlet. Nevertheless.
I wonder if he has any hamlets. I mean,
Yeah, so the other thing that you could do is to pathfind the page here and just get pages and yeah,
well,
and don't exchange them. But
let's admit that sucks.
it sucks. Well, I mean, you don't need the action of Hamlet, because you will get to champion. You
Yeah.
need the buys that they're going to be great with the bridge draw. So also it really sucks if you let GSH go for Hamlet and you take the page, and
Yeah,
he just has all the control here. So yeah, it is Hamlet.
but he only has like one as of now.
Yet. Yeah, but we can see the bridge troll coming up and the hermit coming up.
Yeah,
So
so he'll probably get 3 the
3
next
more.
turn.
Yeah.
So it won't be,
And-
well, at least it will be
So
at
let's
least
see
6-4,
whether-
so that's fine.
Yeah. So therefore also JSH now piles them. And he already has his hero in hand. Dan.
Yeah, that's a nice
the
choice
the
here.
Madman really paid off. I mean, I think Madman is a really nice card, so you really have to think about on these kind of decks whether you want to
Yeah,
buy some card when you play Hermit. Often it's just nicer to get a Madman. And
I think a Madman
Cedric.
is really close in what he does to Apothecary, because it's something that kicks your deck, kickstarts your deck.
hmm
Okay, so jsh
And
is
that's
afraid to play the warrior because he doesn't
of
want
course
to
too.
skip his champion. Well, that's smart thing.
And
I
probably
mean,
this is then
a
going to be
hero.
a madman. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
a madman.
So JSH's hero is hiding somewhere in the last cards.
And hopefully it's not the last card. I don't know where there's one more draw coming. I think there's another Hamlet coming up,
Okay.
maybe. Here's the hero, so that's
Yeah.
fine. And this can be another madman.
Looks like that. Nothing left to trash.
Okay. They're going for gold here and not for fool's gold. Given that we missed the bank on the first board, I don't know, but I think it's fine. You don't want to go for a treasure-based engine here.
Yeah, definitely. So gold's better. Okay, meanwhile, Dan can put his champion in play, but JSH has a madman in hand on a fresh shuffle.
Yeah. So who has the second bridge draw? Is it JSH?
I missed that.
Yeah, me
Let
too.
me check.
Dan
Dan just bought it on turn 9.
he okay.
So
No,
yes.
yeah. See, he bought the second bridge draw last turn, so fine. Okay. And so I think there are two madmen still floating around, and I think they're both in JSH stake now. No.
Yeah. So nobody. Dan was not able to trash any coppers with his raises,
No.
and I wonder what he wants to do now. 'Cause,
So he has one advantage, which is the hermit that is still there. So if this can gain him some cards as well, some higher cost cards. I mean, it's a bit tricky. So if this madman of GSH draws well, then he only has one bridge draw. He needs to get bridge draws basically, I think. And butcher maybe. I think butcher is a nicer way to get rid of the coppers than.
I think at this point it's too late to get rid of the coppers. it will end.
Well, I mean, if it's copper into something, and with the bridge draws in play, you can butcher them into some quite.
It might be
nice.
a race to just.
I mean, it's a race to who has 5 bridge draws in play first. Something
Yeah,
like that.
and I think you maybe want to try and save the madman for this situation.
Well, having said that, yeah, there is one madman coming up. No, where is this?
Well, I guess.
Did he discard
Wait a
madman?
second. Yeah,
Where's the 10th madman?
Dan
I
took
thought
one. Dan took
Ah,
one
Dan
last
took
turn.
one with his last hermit. Right. He didn't buy anything.
Yeah, I think so. I think that he's doing the thing with just trying to pilot.
Yeah, he got another hermit, so yeah, you can go for a megaton with madman here.
Because he knows that he lost the Hamlet split. He can't go for the long game.
Yeah. But JSH looks good. Pathfinding on Hamlet now, and
Yeah, wow, that's
2 bridge draws.
that was a lot of buying power.
Yeah. But he doesn't have a bridge draw in play yet, so he has to hope that the Hamlets draw well.
And that's potentially a very nice setup for the next turn for Dan. If JSH can do much on this turn, that potentially maybe Dan can do this the next turn if he
Yep.
draws his madman.
Yep. So the question is, what do you do? Maybe already take more hermits here to threaten piles.
Well, I wonder what's better, trolls or hermits. was better to
Yeah, so
have.
he only has 2 trolls, right? So he has to take, yeah, he has to take trolls. Um, that's true.
Well, let's see what he does.
So what can he do? He can discard 1 card for 3 buys with 5 and 2 bridge draws, or 2 buys. So I guess, yeah, so I guess it's 2 bridge draws and not discarding here and just getting 2 bridge draws, and then
Well, he needs to be kind of afraid of JSH turn, because if he takes 2 bridge
yeah.
draws,
So
then
probably well, I mean, I would still take 2 bridge draws, I guess, and some pages here, for whatever reason.
well, why not pages? Getting the pages might be a good idea, just because
For the tower points and
yeah,
the
eventually
prisons.
it might come into play.
The problem with race now is also that like you can't even raise silver well. Um,
By
once
the
they
way,
cost.
the thing about taking the so Dan is the only person with a hermit now. He only has 1 hermit. Somehow I thought he is
Yes.
more of those, so he might
No,
want
he
to
always
take some.
exchanged. Yeah, that's what I thought first, but the question is, do we have the time to take the hermits now and then spend 1 turn not buying? Okay, yeah, bridge draws and page.
Okay. The thing is, if he,
Sad for
yeah,
GSH here. On the bright side, the rest of his shuffle is going to be great. And terminal collision is not an issue anymore. So, what do you do here? Take a set province, yes.
Raze is not so cool anymore with those
No,
bridge troll being always in play.
well, for JSH, he doesn't have a bridge draw in play yet, so he could get rid of his race.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably has to, because he doesn't want to just trash a copper on his next turn. Okay, meanwhile, Dan's race is sad, so he can't really use that to dig for whatever he wants
Yeah.
to find. So he gets 3 bridge draws into play. That's it's not quite enough. If you have 4, you can start piling duchies, but with 3, it's
Yeah, with 3, it's just those 3
doesn't do
trolls.
much.
They are all very sad, because he didn't pair it with enough draw.
Yeah. So what can he do? Take more pages and take a bridge troll, I guess.
Well, taking the bridge troll is scary now, because
It
oh well,
is.
JSH
But he has to
still
do
doesn't
something
have.
scary, no? Somehow.
Well, I guess goes for more pages, and
He goes for the tower points. It's just a pain to exchange them now. So to not exchange them now. And he takes first duchy. Okay.
Oh wow, look at this
Seems
hand.
fine. 2 duchies, no? No, not 2 duchies. He only has 1 in play. So what do we conclude from that? Maybe putting a bit more emphasis on race early to trash the coppers,
I think
or
there
taking a butcher would have been.
never was a time for that.
Yeah, that's the problem, no? Because if you don't, like, if you want to do that, then the other person piles the hamlet.
Yeah. Well, maybe maybe first bridge troll should have been a butcher, because butcher can do both. Can get you more hamlets while trashing the coppers.
Fair enough, yeah, maybe.
But it's easy to talk after after it
Of
happens.
course, no, yeah, it is. It is definitely. I mean, we both, or at least I thought Bridger would be better. They both thought Bridger is better. So we don't know whether Butcher is better, but maybe it would have been. We'll see what.
So look at that. I think JSH has the pile out now.
7 buys. Has he discarded yet for the last Hamlet? No.
Or
So this gives him 8 buys.
yeah, will he have the money though? Well, let's see what this race should draw.
He can buy hermits, but then there is no other. Well, he probably has to. So he didn't discard. This gives him only 7 buys.
7 is enough for hermits and bridge trolls, and given he's ahead in points, he will have more hermit. I think he has the win.
Yeah, he does. Okay, great.
So hooray for JSH.
Well played, or at least.
So it's 3-1 in
3-1.
in favor of JSH.
Yep.
And that means if he wins
He can
this
take
game,
the tie.
and if he dies, then he just wins the match.
He wins the American semifinal. But let's see. I hope this is not the last game.
Yeah, let's not call it earlier.
Okay, another page board.
And look at this. All the boards so far have been pretty much heavy engine stuff.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you can play Delft Big Money here with some forums, but you don't want to. Okay, but let's look at the board in detail. So, okay, so there is no good thrashing. So you want to have some forums eventually.
Well, I would say there is no thrashing at all, right?
Yeah, that's
Except
you can trash your farmers market, and you can hope for your opponent's warriors.
yeah, trashing the sewers.
Yeah. So
Forum is going to be really important as a sifter.
yes, artisan. But other than that, like Sivui on whatever, eventually. So what do you do? Do you open Page Workshop here and just get some engine components while you get to champion? Do you need to get to champion? I think so, because well, I mean you don't have to. You could skip Page if you want.
Well, the thing is, maybe you want to open forum paired with a page.
Forum page with the Baker token.
Yeah, it should be reasonable if you want to get this line going.
Yeah.
I mean,
The question
warrior
is,
is
do
going
you
to
need
be.
to?
Yeah, warrior is going to be a really good card if you can get away with not gaining the whole lot of sewers.
One thing here to point out maybe is that with Lurker you can even get the red that gets thrashed back into game.
Yeah, true. But warrior is a crappy card on itself. You know.
Well, so artisan is obviously a very nice card. So you definitely want to have a lot of artisans here and to play them. So I guess that's why you want to go for champion, and it doesn't hurt too much to get one page on the way. The question is, do you really need to open forum? It accelerates getting to champion, but I mean, what's the point of that? No, you could also get a workshop and try to. Oh. Whoa. So double silver here. That is interesting. So okay, so that seems like Dan wants JSH wants to play something more money based. What could it be? I mean, forum is a great sifter. Dan takes the forum. Thing is, with farmers market, there is a lot of points here.
Yeah.
You don't need to get the provinces. So without farmers market, I mean, I can see this more. I don't really see it here.
So we'll
So
then
let's see.
have take a second forum here.
Okay, yeah, that's a great draw for Dan, of course.
Yeah,
Second forum. Yeah.
goes for that.
Yeah, I think you want to do that because your opponent sort of threatens this
So all
province rush. So let's see. Maybe he also gets more pages than like these silvers. They
more.
can be thrashed down
Well, you see
with warriors. No?
what's the problem with more pages is
It's the treasure hunter.
yeah, if JSH is going to continue to get all the silvers, those treasure hunters. I mean, look at this sad treasure hunter now. He's forced to
Yeah.
take two crab cars, which he doesn't want in his deck.
But on the other, well, he doesn't want to. He can still switch to playing money, no?
Well,
And then
yeah,
it's
I
good
guess
to have the
those.
silvers, and he has the forums now. So even
Yeah,
if now he decided to go for Delph and money, I think he has an edge, no?
yeah, yeah.
GSH eventually took the page, so I'm not sure about. So I can see silver page opening because Artisan is great. So maybe that was the reason for GSH after all, that he wanted to hit 6 early.
Ah, the hell I know. Okay, so that's a lot of forums for one hand.
Yeah. Yeah, the silvers don't hurt him so much because he wants to hit 6 anyway. Will we see Bank come into play again? I don't think so. Because
Well, I mean, they might
with
want,
with Hero, obviously,
yeah.
yeah. So it's a bit sad for Dan that he has to shuffle here in order to play his warrior. So 6 is an artisan, I guess.
Yeah, must be. Especially if he doesn't have one yet.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah. No, he's thinking about it, so maybe he has something else in mind.
Hmm.
But I can't really see a whole lot
Oh.
of other options. By the way,
Yeah,
I
so
missed.
chat points out Lurker also trashes. I thought about that. I didn't want to point it out when we talked about it in the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
Okay, so it
right.
is the artisan.
I missed Dan buying a workshop earlier. Where did it even happen? Okay, turn 5, 2 turns to go.
Yeah, so I like workshop. Heralds are not super likely to activate, but still.
Well, I think if you get like 10 of them.
Yeah, eventually so it takes some time to build the stack. If you get 2 artisans in hand, you can kind of top deck 2 cards in order to activate
Yeah,
Herald later
that's true.
on. So
Workshops collided.
well, but yeah, I mean you can gain something with artisan and top deck something, which of course you would always want to do. Yeah, so get rid of the workshop.
So top deck the forum and buy Herald,
Top
I
deck
would
the
say.
forum, yeah. Eventually also probably buy a Seaway with Herald to get all the buys that you want to have.
Yeah, sure, but that's I mean that's not very important, I'd say. Okay, so then
So
his hero, very lucky with the Herald.
yeah, and GSH sticks to buying silvers with Delph.
Yeah. I mean, he loves silvers. That's a known fact.
I think Dan is in a very good position here. So I mean, I would be surprised if this was the
Yeah.
game that.
So here I think he should just keep playing the forum.
Yes, I think just keep playing it.
I'm,
How many forums does he? Well, he can find. That's the Seaway now.
okay.
Sounds good. And he doesn't take silvers, free silvers with his Seaway, which is also fine, I think. There's the champion. That's good. So from now on, Artisan
Yeah, that's a
is
little,
non-terminal. So
little
you can
better
top
for
deck
Artisan.
something here. Hi, chat.
Hi, JSH. You silver lover.
Well,
Why
I
would
don't
we
want
be
to.
why would we
Yeah.
be confused here?
Well, we were, but we're not gonna point this out here. So what are we missing? This Feardom pile that hides behind Seaway, no?
Someone please tell JSH he can't see where the silvers. Okay, so Dan already has
Yeah.
all the heralds, like,
Take another artisan here, I think, and maybe take a page with it to make heralds more likely to activate.
I mean, yeah, that's a good way to do it, or maybe just 2 heralds.
Overpay herald. Okay. No, he just takes 2
No,
heralds.
just takes 2.
I would like. Yeah, I don't know. Artisan can also help for piling out. But so what are you doing, JSH? Well, 1 province. Okay. So unless I think unless Dan does something stupid here and opens a free pile for JSH, which is very difficult.
Well, I think
Even
if every single herald of Dan is going to hit the copper for the rest of the game, then JSH
he
has
would still win.
well, I don't know about that.
So maybe he has to win already very soon because there's only 1 forum, 1 herald left, and he can basically buy 8 estates if he has the money.
Yeah, true. Well, not on this turn, I guess.
Not
I
on
mean-
this. Well,
I mean,
he can
well-
gain a forum now.
No, he can gain a herald, or wait, it both gives an extra gain, right? No,
Yeah, well, herald gives you the buy if you place that. Yeah,
and
so
forum
he
doesn't
can-
cost to buy.
Forum doesn't cost buy, so that's the same, but forum is more expensive.
Yeah, true,
And more useful now because he might.
true.
I don't know.
So
Well, more useful depends on what you hit.
I guess he decided that he has it. Okay, no,
4,
never mind.
9, 17. He just doesn't have it. I
Yeah.
think.
Well, he can safely take the last herald if he wants to, and
Yes.
pair it with the bronze, and then
Exactly.
he's almost guaranteed for the next turn pile out on estates.
Yeah. He can even overbuy a bit with the heralds. Did he discard anything? No. But he has a forum on top, so it's not gonna be awful.
He has 1 herald in the discard.
He just takes 2 provinces. I think that's playing it safe here. I mean,
I mean,
JSH doesn't have
you can
anything.
do it this way. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, he has the artisan, right? So that could gain JSH 1 card, but like, yeah, he doesn't have any power to.
Well, he doesn't even have a champion in play yet. So, well, a champion period. So
Yep.
was not able to play both.
And he doesn't exchange it, so
Yeah.
that's something to note here, which is probably the right decision. He just keeps the hero. Yeah, heralds hit. Workshop gains the herald, and so if he finds bank, that's going to be the state pilot, I guess. Otherwise,
Well, not yet. He needs to draw something still,
yeah.
like the rest of the heralds.
Okay, he takes the baker already.
Well, because why not, right? It's taking the baker is not committing to anything.
Yeah, but it doesn't help anything, no? Because you take the baker and you draw whatever you top decked, you might as well play the forum first, I think.
Well, maybe he didn't have any estates in hand. He could have been top decking this estate and getting the farmer's village, I guess. That's some sort
Oh
of
yeah,
draw.
yeah, right. Yeah, that's something you can do.
Or just a province, I guess.
Yep. Well, yeah, I don't know. He could also take Duchy Page or something like that. I don't know. Or Artisan Page, actually. Like, he doesn't have to play this game of emptying provinces, which makes the game appear closer than it actually is. And I think he has a lot of action cards now in his remaining deck, so I think his next turn is going to be great for Dan. It's one province for JSH again, and then maybe double province for Dan, and that's how it ends. And we don't see any funny pile out.
Double province is the same as 8 states, more or less.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hurdles.
Yeah, but that is, I mean, as I said, he had all these
like
coppers before, and
he didn't have much the last previous turn, so it was expected.
Okay. But I am kind of surprised that he didn't get more artisans and so on. I thought that he would build a bit more. Now he does the trick with estate that you pointed out before. That's very nice. Using farming village as draw by top deck estate.
He just overheard us, I think. There is no other explanation to that.
He didn't hear you saying that you shouldn't pass the estate with Masquerade.
He decides that he shouldn't be that obvious. He should wait a couple of games.
Okay, and he probably has it in hand now. No, 7, 11,
yeah.
More than he needs workshop gains and estate. So he does it via the estate. Maybe?
Well.
If he wants to click it. So JSH says he had a chance with Artisan and Forums in hand. Chance of what?
I don't see what
like there was no free pile other than like the state one.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. It's free too.
True. So I think JSH decided that he doesn't want to give such an easy victory to Dan, and he wants spectators to see more stuff.
Well, JSH is he didn't want to humiliate Dan, no?
Yeah.
by winning. By winning 4-1 or so. Okay, but now he's first player, so he's supposed to win this game, I guess. And if not, we're completely tied.
And look at this. Watchtower Goons. And
Watchtower, Dom, and Goons. So that's gonna be funny.
And all the draw with Hamlets and
Menagerie. So this could take a while. I think I take a 1 minute break. I'll be back.
Okay, sure. So far we're getting all the coolest boards, and well, this one might be really a disappointment to one of the parties involved, depending on the draws. Hamlet split going to be a thing, Menagerie split might be a thing, and obviously with Goons you'll be buying all those in masses, and yeah, eventually that's going to be a pile out on those cheap cards maybe, though I don't know, you can just amass the points via buying coppers with Watchtower in hand. Let's see how
So
it
I'm
goes.
back. Um, Forager. Forager seems good.
Yeah, you want to trash all the coppers as fast as possible.
As long as you can afford the
Buying the goons, obviously.
yeah. So there is Miser, but Forager is just as superior as a treasure here, I would say.
Yeah, Miser should be pretty much ignorable.
Yeah. So Hamlet is going to be important, I think.
Yeah,
Like you
both for discarding and well, for
for activating menageries
activating
and getting
actions.
the actions. I guess 4 Hamlets can be okay, but you
I would
don't want
say
to lose it anywhere.
six Hamlets is way better than 4 Hamlets on this board.
It definitely is. I mean, if you have 4 Hamlets, you need to end the game quickly. Otherwise, it's it's difficult to see how this game ends, other than on a copper pile as well. If someone is ahead, you can pile the curses, of course, as well.
Yeah, and
But
also
if
Hamlets, you know, the plus buy
plus buy
is
also
also very
important.
very nice. It's just
Indeed.
every plus buy is basically for
Indeed.
three 2 points
Yeah.
or whatever
Yep.
amount of points.
Also, Watchtower is nice. You can also use Watchtower to draw if you have enough Hamlets. So yeah, you want a lot of Hamlets, but
Yeah.
if that means that you kind of lose out on some other end, it's also bad. But it's difficult because even if the other player plays goons consistently, Menagerie Hamlets are going to help you get back.
Wow. Meanwhile, I totally missed that, but the JSH has 3 foragers. Oh boy, that's a lot of foragers. That's the whole army.
Yeah, so once you have a Hamlet, you can also trash with Forager and then draw back with Watchtower or Menagerie. I think I like the aggressive trashing.
Yeah, sure.
You just need to pick up a silver or something at some point, probably, or maybe even trash a silver to Forager. Well, you don't have to. Well, at some point you have to, but then once you have a goons, you can also discard goons to gain a gold if you need a bit more. But probably once you have goons, you are fine anyway. So.
Yeah, you only need the gold to get up to goons, I guess.
Goons, yeah.
And maybe in some weird situation where you want to, you know, more payload, and it's risky to take more goons because of the piles.
Yep.
But
Yep.
it's not sure if that will come up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of foraging
Menagerie,
going
probably.
on.
So they're really trying to rush the Hamlets. So, but how is GSH going to get to goons? You can also use quest if you have 6 cards. So
Yeah.
basically playing a Watchtower, as long as you have 6 cards in your deck, you're also
But
fine.
there is a lot of opportunity cost, you know, because you want to you get in the quest. That means you're not buying the Hamlets.
There totally is, but yeah, this is the goons. He has the 6.
Okay. Yeah, drew
It's
his
fine.
deck and can draw the goons right away. Okay. And then
So I
doesn't
think
have a
this
good
looks
turn.
very, very well for JSH. at
Yeah,
this point.
definitely does.
Then we'll have to come up with some trick to turn this around.
So he can get the quest if he wants to here, but I would say just take 2 Hamlets. Though, I mean, who knows? Maybe he doesn't have enough economy. I don't know.
Yeah, nice.
But here it looks
Very
like
nice.
JSH is going to take the rest of the Hamlets, maybe? Or, well,
Probably.
maybe he wants some economy.
Yeah, but he can take a copper. He can buy back a copper. Also, his forager food. One
Yeah,
copper doesn't hurt.
buying copper's fine.
He can even buy a curse. Oh, there he goes. because it doesn't hurt the menageries, and he needs food anyway.
He can trash one
And
of the foragers.
it also makes the game shorter, like starting to pile curses already.
Yeah.
He's ahead of Dan. Foragers are kind of low, so yeah.
So I didn't notice. Does JSH have 6 hamlets after all?
Um, hmm.
Well, I guess we'll check on this turn.
Yeah. He. How many did he play? I don't think. No, I don't think he has so many hamlets. I mean, we can see 4 in Dan's hand already,
Yeah.
and there is 9 cards coming up, so there must be some more. I'm not even sure whether does JSH have 5 now.
I don't know.
Problem is I use Firefox and I can't use Control F there, so this doesn't really work with the lock. So we'll see on the next turn.
Yeah. So Dan is a pretty bad position now, I would say.
Yeah, he buys copper. Yeah, there are 2 more hamlets, so Dan for sure has 6.
Yeah, looks like that.
So that wins him the long game maybe, but he really needs to get up to. Yeah, he also doesn't even have a menagerie yet, Dan. So Dan went for the watchtowers and watchtower hamlet, which is also fine.
So JSH would really benefit a lot from the watchtower now, and he's a shaky situation in terms of, you know, he has all the stuff except the economy now, and he really desperately needs some.
Yeah, but he kind of has it under control now. He wants a watchtower, silver and the sorry, not a silver, a curse and the copper. He can play the forager. Watchtower. So the question is it fast enough for him to get a watchtower and pile curses and then pile foragers, or can Dan build some multi-goons thing in between? Okay, he doesn't take the watchtower. He relies on his forager power. 2 curses here.
Yeah.
And he takes the menagerie, which is a good draw. But I think he needs a bit more economy. Because unless he doesn't trash a copper, he still only has 5. No, he needs to keep a copper.
Yeah, so that play, it kind of, I mean, JSH is still like super extremely ahead, but that leaves the room for Dan to catch up, I would say.
Yes, it's awkward, and I think it's awkward because there are 2 ways to go: either to sort of build to multi-goons and take some economy, or to try to really rush the pies, and he did something that is kind of in between. So I'm not sure. Maybe he's not sure what is the better way to go. But yeah, he's definitely.
Anyway, Dan is able to draw his deck now.
Yeah, he is, but he's not going to afford. Well, he would have to trash the hamlet. Yeah. And well, we see that. Yeah, so he has. Yeah, by the way, so Dan has 7 hamlets. We missed
oh boy! Wow, that's really.
When while JSH piled the forages.
So he
could have also taken. How does he have 6? He trashed the hamlet. He trashed the hamlet indeed. Okay.
Which is, I think, perfectly fine.
Which is fine, yeah, because you don't need 7 hamlets.
Yeah.
Anytime soon.
So.
Now he also has more economy.
It kinda, I would say, weirdly, Dan is ahead now.
Yeah.
And
yeah. So we can see that he just has too many menagerie usage. So a watchtower would have been much nicer. I think Dan is going to slowly get back in this game now.
Yeah.
What can jsh do? He can really, yeah, take forages, take curses. I think he can take more curse. Well, he can also take curse in his last turn, I guess. Um, hmm. State.
Hmm.
It's fine. He's gonna trash it.
Well, yeah.
He doesn't have many turns because I think Dan is going to get a second goons now, and
Yeah.
Dan can really just buy lots of coppers and trash them with Watchtower. Here we see a Watchtower for draw.
Yeah, definitely. If JSH is just going to continue do what he's doing right now, then he's going to be able to catch up really, really fast with
Yeah,
the double or
it's really
triple
funny
goals.
that Dan decided that he wants to have only Watchtowers so far. Like he took 2 Watchtowers and not Menagerie for draw, and whereas JSH is kind of ignoring the Watchtower.
I think
And,
they.
and I don't think that he's missing this interaction with Tomb. I mean, also already without Tomb, it's a nice interaction with Goons. So I don't know why he didn't pick up the Watchtower
I
over
think
the
they
last
agreed
Menagerie.
before the game. Like then promised to only take Watchtowers, and JSH promised to only take Menageries.
Yeah. But then the semifinal is not the place to try this out, I think. Which is the better card, Menagerie or Watchtower?
Well, they're both definitely up there.
Yep. So okay, Dan probably doesn't want to play the Watchtower now because then he couldn't do the tricks with gaining and trashing. On the other hand, he also doesn't have many buys yet, so. Ooh, what? Oh, he did he
He decides
okay.
to trash more. That's fine.
Yeah,
I guess he doesn't need the points right away.
yeah. As long as he gets a second goons.
Yeah.
Well, he has maybe 2 more turns or so. It's like I can see GSH piling soon here.
Well, that might happen indeed.
But yeah, like 1 goons and I guess some coppers are fine for him because he needs forager food anyway.
Well, he doesn't need it yet. And
Well, he still wants to buy maybe like is there a way to buy 2 goons next turn, something like that? Maybe not. Okay, let's see what GSH does. So he has an coalition of forages, trashes, forages. 28 victory points versus 11.
okay, so JSH can take the second goons now if he wants to.
Yep.
He does. So that's, I think that kind of puts him back into this game.
I'm not sure. I think I would have taken and then again curse copper because then next turn he really threatens the pile out. On the other hand, of course, if he takes 2 goons, he's also back in the game, as you say. But he doesn't win the long game, and he kind of knows this with 3 hamlets.
Yeah, well, that's complicated.
So I think 2 forages would have been nice as well.
Not the greatest draw for Dan so far on this turn.
Yeah, because here's the Watchtower at least.
Yeah. So yeah, he was forced to cantrip 3 of his hamlets already.
Yep. But he doesn't have so much draw. Like if he wants to keep a Watchtower in the end, he can't do much with hand. He only has 2 Watchtowers.
Yeah, he needs some menageries, I would say.
Yeah.
And since they are not low, he can pretty much afford to take one here.
Definitely. Yeah, so now he probably keeps the watchtower. Yeah. So now this starts, but he only has 5. That's a bit of a bummer.
I'd say that should be menagerie and like some coppers. Or yeah,
Yeah,
it looks good to
coppers.
me. And he can top deck the menagerie, and that would be amazing for the next turn.
I agree.
I mean, what else would he buy? Navigator?
Yeah, menagerie. And now each copper is 3 VPs at least.
Yeah.
So he can keep. Does he want? He doesn't really need to keep one. He still has enough.
Yeah, so he almost
So
caught
now
up in points.
yeah. And JSH has the treasure forager again.
Not necessarily. He could have discarded it.
Oh yeah, he hasn't discarded yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, such a pity. Didn't draw the second
The
goons.
second goons. That's sad. Yeah, but I mean, he didn't draw it. Maybe he could have played it differently, but like with 6 and 6 buys, this would have been the win here. No? If he had taken the 2 forages before, so I'm not sure where this would have been the line for him. Now what? Now he has to take a watchtower, but he's kind of behind now. And maybe even Dan has the win on his next turn. Does he get to 12? No.
Doesn't look
Probably
like
not.
it. But I mean, Dan doesn't need to hurry at this point.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
He can just take the third goons and buy
4th goons, the 5th goons.
top deck menageries and buy the coppers.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a tough spot for JSH now.
And it's also not that Dan is very likely to that. So it's hard. Yeah, so he stops taking curses.
True.
Which is almost irrelevant.
Well, Dan struggles for draw a bit still.
Yeah, he needs watched out to draw, right? There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the question is whether you need to do something risky in JSH's position here to just hope that Dan does. Also, if Dan, I mean, Dan can always top deck the oh, he doesn't even, no, he does. He can always top deck the menagerie, which makes it a great start.
So
he could top deck 2 menageries maybe, eventually.
Well, he can. I mean, if he really wants to, he can afford himself to buy 2 menageries in this turn because he knows that JSH can possibly hit 9.
Exactly, and with the copper trashing, he also gets the points lead. Without hurting his deck.
Though he doesn't really have a lot of money, though.
He only has 6. No? Probably 6.
So I wonder if he wants the third goons now, or if he's good with what he has.
I think he's good. So the more you get, the more likely becomes that you just kind of draw them at the same time now.
Yeah,
And
that not
and
updating the menagerie is a huge opportunity cost.
yeah, and he can't do both. So I think it's 2 menageries, getting a bunch more points. Just try to get closely. Okay, he takes the goons. Well,
And now he's ahead
but
in
he's a bit short on draws. He has the watchtower. Okay, he draws the menagerie. That's nice.
Yeah.
And the watchtower. So yeah, next turn is going to be great for sure.
I guess that was the hope for the JSH for Dan to stall for one turn.
Well, but he didn't play for it, no. So he didn't load the piles before. So
That's true.
like even if Dan did it now, what do you do with 4 forages still out there? But I think Dan doesn't have any food for the forages now. Probably he trashes just the forager with a forager next turn and gets the buys of goons.
Or of Hamlets if he wants to.
Yeah, but sort of to not use. But forages were also nice for economy, so he doesn't. Yeah, which is an odd thing to say. But
Yeah.
so maybe I shouldn't say that. but he really only has 3 goons now, I think, and the forager. So that's 6 plus, and 9 would be nice for him to be able to take goons and menagerie.
Okay, look at that. Here's gold.
Okay, and we see an undo. He just messed. Maybe he reconsiders. And
He wanted to buy a navigator and misclicked. Okay, gets more goons. So that's asking a lot of this deck, I would say.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, but it's still. So if he takes the coppers, so I guess he wants to get to 12 if he's lucky. That's something that is on his mind, but I'm not sure whether his deck is capable of that.
And definitely a good draw for Dan this turn.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, he can take the full advantage out of this watchtower.
Yep.
I would maybe discard the goons as JSH here.
I don't think that he is going to draw back the whatever he discards now. So.
Well, yeah, maybe you are right. So so Dan doesn't really want to play this watchtower.
No.
And since he already has all the goons in play in hand, and yeah,
he can't just discard for buys, basically.
yeah,
Could set up something, but he doesn't really want to. No, there is nothing good in the.
I guess just just that.
I think now there is a forager on top now. It's okay.
He can still go with the top deck in the menagerie plan if he wants to.
Yep. It's tricky now because JSH can get to 9, I guess. So you can't take 2 menageries. So he just goes for full goons.
That's a lot of goons.
Yeah. That's how you can do the free pile as well.
Yeah.
I mean, now he gets far ahead, and JSH still doesn't have any watchtower, so he can't do much. Like he can buy coppers, but it destroys the deck. So
Well, it does not necessarily destroy the deck since he has the whole bunch of foragers, but
yeah, but he doesn't have. Well, he doesn't have to draw, and
the
he can't take
profit
like
is
7
not so
coppers
great.
or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, we might see that some of JSH's plays in this game as slightly weird, but that's dictated by the Hamlet split, I would say, initially.
It is, but I think you really need to you really need to go for a quick free pipe. Like it's obvious that Dan wins the long game, and it's just a slow death if you play it like this.
Well, I kind of agree that yeah, he if he wanted to get more
So now he
goals and
lowers
so
the
on,
foragers, yeah, and I think that's fine. Like you really need to hope that Dan does, which is super
Yeah.
unlikely, but well,
but if JSH wanted to get more goons eventually, then he should have been doing it right away, going for it. And what he did, he spent several turns on buying coppers and estates, and then he switched back to
Yes.
like building more. So that's not great.
yeah, I think as I say, no, he was not going for many goons quickly, nor was he going for a pilot quickly. He was doing something in between, and yeah.
Let's say he was trying to rig it.
Okay, this turn looks fine for Dan, and that's probably the win. No, he should be able to afford the free forages.
Well,
No, he has 4 goons. No, if he
yeah,
draws
he
it.
does. If he draws them all and plays the four and trashes, say, a watchtower with the forager.
Yeah, does he have enough actions? That might. Well, he needs also to draw the watchtower, I guess, in order to do this. Like to play the watchtower for draw.
Yeah,
So it's a bit of a difficult decision here. Yeah, I guess just discard the. Okay. Okay, so now I think you don't discard anything and play the Hamlet. See whether you draw the watchtower or not. I mean, and you really want to draw the watchtower, otherwise it's a bit sad for him. Because he can't trash whatever is coming in. Maybe he's calculating, but he doesn't have the. He really needs 9. He only has 8 in hand. Oh, here's the watchtower, and that should seal it.
yeah, he does have this forager, right? So that's going to be the 9th coin.
Yes.
And right, and not just another bias. No,
He-
bias is not a problem.
Yeah, buys are not going to be the problem. I'm not sure what JSH is considering here. I don't know. Probably.
Masquerade.
Yeah. It's almost as if the kingdom was constructed with this watchtower, goons, and tomb.
Yeah. And Hamlet Menagerie also.
And Hamlet Menagerie, yes. Forage.
I mean, it's funny how we are talking about the constructed kingdom and it still has 5 dead cards in it.
Yeah, but that's because the other cards are just so.
Yeah, works too nice with each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah, so I mean, you don't need all of that. You could also get your draw council room. Like in general, drawing with council room and playing goons afterwards is also fun. So range is not the best draw here. Okay, jsh seems to have some connection problems. But now he discards the copper, and Dan can play Goons and Watchtower and then probably win.
Yeah. So yeah, he can trash forge nothing.
He can.
No, he can't do it. He can do it.
Oh, he misses one action, no?
Yeah.
Fuck.
He's yeah.
Sad.
Well, yeah.
So you know what? He should. Is there a way that he, like, if you discard less before with Watchtower somehow, and it doesn't work, no? If you don't play the goons, like you have to draw your Hamlet obviously, but.
Yeah, maybe if he would.
The problem is that Hamlet doesn't draw here, no? But
Yeah,
still
yeah.
he would have to discard something. Yeah, if it probably was just before he had the Hamlet.
So the sadness of the situation is that is not that Dan is not winning, is that well.
He doesn't have a Watchtower in hand also.
No.
So he can't buy too much.
The problem is this game is still probably unwinnable for JSH, but you know, it's just going to take longer.
Well, I mean, don't say that, because now it's probably going to be, I don't know, province and a couple of buys. Like, it's tricky for them because he can't do the Watchtower trick here. So
All right. Oh, okay.
probably he should have figured it out. I mean, we didn't figure it out, but he should have figured it out before playing the Watchtower, that it's not gonna end well, and then just not do this.
Yeah, definitely. I've said that way too soon.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, we were both convinced that it works, and probably he was convinced that it works, and then you look at these 5 hands and are like, oh man.
And also, we need not to forget that JSH now has a Watchtower.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying it's not clear that Dan wins after this thing. So probably he needs to take province now and just a bunch of coppers. Although if JSH draws this 9 with the 4 curses to buy, I mean, he probably wins now.
The problem is
how many coppers do you take?
JSH doesn't have the very good hand right
menagerie.
now.
Yeah, but Dan doesn't know that. So, I think it's province. Okay, he lowers the menageries. Can't room. So he just hopes that JSH can't end it, and maybe that's the best. Don't take too many coppers. See, I was wondering last turn that he could have bought or could have kept the copper in his deck as forager food. And
Well, yeah, but I guess drawing it could have been a bit awkward. So
yeah.
Dan has
But
3 coppers in hand now.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Well, he took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's a lot of coppers.
That's a lot of coppers indeed. I mean, he doesn't draw off menagerie. Well, he has 1 menagerie. What?
Oh no, no.
Oh no.
That's so anticlimactic. And Dan also had a terrible hand coming, most likely.
But did you see what JSH was drawing?
Yeah.
Did he have a dot? Okay, so we're at 3-3 now, and unfortunately JSH can't play on, it seems. So there's 1 game left, and that is going to be exciting. But
Yeah, so let's see if... okay, so they can't really decide on timing yet.
obviously, and we might need new streamers for the last game, if that happens.
Well, yeah, I know.
later on we're going to be asleep. Although,
Yeah.
how can we sleep now that we don't know it's end?
Well,
Well,
uh, so I guess they're gonna find someone to replace us. But anyway, it was great fun, and so let's refresh the way it went. Uh, JSH took 3 games. It was a point during the match where he was up 3-1, and then
yep.
managed to take the last 2 games. So they are now tied, and we are excited to see how the last game is going to go.
We are, and it's going to be random start, and anything can happen. Well, anything can always happen in this kind of tournament. But yeah, it was a very nice match so far. I think 6 interesting boards and lots of engines and lots of smart play by both. That's how I
Yeah.
would summarize it.
Okay, so I guess we're going to know tomorrow how this thing ended.
Yeah,
So thanks everybody for watching, and well, uh, you diehards might keep waiting for them to continue.
yeah. So thanks for watching.
Yeah, see you. Bye.
See you.